With a new year here with 2025, we have our first movie review of the year. The film is called The Damned, which is now out in limited theaters. I got a screener to check this out, and I want to thank Vertical Entertainment for sending this screener over to me. This is a horror film that was directed by Thordur Palsson. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's never ever done a film before. He has done a series on Netflix, I saw, but that's all he has really done. Odessa Young stars in this. I don't know anybody else in the cast, and it's about a 19th century widow who lives in this Icelandic village. There is a shipwreck that happens just off the coast, and you have them trying to save these people that have just shipwrecked on their Icelandic village, so to speak. Now, from the trailer standpoint that I watched before checking out this film, I saw the trailer about a month back, and when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, so this looks like it's shot well, and I can confirm after watching this film, it is lower budget, of course, but I do think that visually this film is done pretty well and shot pretty well as far as the visuals that it's giving you. You have this Icelandic village, obviously, and you have the mountains and you have the snow, and it feels downright cold. You have all these villagers struggling to survive this harsh winter. They have very low supplies. The score here is done pretty well. There is some definitely eerie moments. This is marketed as a horror film, but I will caution you, if you're looking for a film that has a lot of jump scares, this has maybe like 2 at max. And that's where my positives really end for this film, because this film was very tough for me to honestly get through. The narrative is not very strong. Yes, you have all these people that have just had this shipwreck right off the coast there of their island, but there's not a lot of meat to the story. I'm kind of shocked at the positive reviews for this. There's like an 88%, I believe, on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and I don't know if it's because everybody has very low expectations, so they felt like they were just going to trash a horror movie. But to me, regardless of what month it is, January, or if it's a summer movie, I'm going to rate it the same. I'm not going to give any movie any breaks, and this movie is not good. Despite the fact that it has some good visuals and has a pretty decent soundtrack, I couldn't get into the characters whatsoever. I felt like there wasn't really much development with the characters. There is quite a bit of dream sequences. There is some hallucinations. There's a couple scenes, and I think there's maybe 1 or 2 scenes where they do throw in, obviously, the jump scares. But there is one effective scene, I think, that is very eerie and very creepy. But that's really all about it. If you're really looking to be scared, this is not the film. It doesn't have a strong narrative, and I just don't really understand the positive scores overall for it. To tell you the pacing of this film, because it's so slow, I honestly could just go for a jog in my neighborhood and take about 30-40 minutes to do so and come back, and nothing has changed in this movie. It's the same thing. It's like there's nothing really developing. There's nothing really going forward with the story. It just feels like it's stuck in the mud and just really slow and dull. And I just don't understand where people are thinking this is something really groundbreaking, because it's really not. And the ending, there's a little bit of horror with that ending, but at the same time, it's just like, that's it? That's kind of how I felt about this film. I felt it just dragged throughout the entirety of the runtime, and I had a hard time really even caring what was going on. I hate to rag on a movie this early on, but I have to be honest with myself, and I can't really give a score of this any more than a 1.5 out of 5. I don't think the acting is here bad, but I don't really think at the same time, with the acting not being bad, I don't really think the characters are really given a whole lot. There's not a lot of narrative to really drive this for a 90-minute runtime. It just feels like someone that is really struggling to really write a decent story here. And I think there's something that goes in the messaging here that maybe I missed, that some people are getting. But to me, I just didn't get a whole lot from this film, and that's why I can only give it a 1.5 out of 5. It just was complete bore, and I can't really say anything more about the film. So it's a complete disappointment for me. But have you checked out The Damned? What did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it was kind of meh? I feel like some people are going to comment on this and they're going to say, you completely missed it. It was not that bad of a film. But to me, I'm sorry. Even with a few tech aspects that I actually liked about it, it's just not for me overall. And it's just a film that you should definitely skip. But thank you guys for watching this review. I will see you guys next time.